Chad's Rig Rundown. And of course, I just heard a fly. Anyways. That's right, it's Chad's Rig Rundown. And I'm just chilling here in my little studio with my Stratocaster HSS humbucker single with a coil tap. So I've got the nice jangly sound that I love. And Jeff suggested we maybe start showing our rigs on Shelter and Play. So I figured, why not? I've been evolving my rig a lot lately over the last few years. So I've got my little iPhone set up here to show what I got going currently with my pedal board. I'm just recording into Cubase with my Mojave MA300 mic, and I guess I'll just go through it. I'm playing through a Fender Princeton 68 Custom reissue, and so that's a little bit different than the regular Princeton, but I'm not going through the speaker. So I'm going from the Princeton into the 2 Notes Torpedo Captor X. And this is a reactive load box with virtual cabinets and an IR loader. So I can load virtual 412s, 110, 112, 212 cabinets. I can have up to 6 in here, but with software I can have as many as I want. And so I've just basically got a Princeton speaker going through here. So what you're hearing is me going directly into the computer. That reverb is from the Princeton, and here's the vibrato from the Princeton. That's my basic sound. Actually, this is no pedals basic sound. Decent, but not too inspiring. But what I like to do is I'll go through really quickly what each pedal is. I've got a volume pedal here. I've got a wah-wah. That's a 535Q with adjustable Q on the wah. Then it goes to a Moore slow engine, which is just a swell, volume swell. And then an EQ with just a few gentle connections. Then going through my Cali 76, it's a Origins Effects. It's basically 1176 compressor, studio compressor in a pedal. And what I like about that compressor is it's got a dry blend, so you can blend in the amount of dry so it doesn't sound too squishy, but it's really nice. And then goes to my Jhs Morning Glory. That's a overdrive that does not add really any color or EQ change. It's just more overdrive. And that's what I just use, as kind of brings up the overall tone a little bit. A little more grit to cut through without a lot of fancy stuff. And then it goes over to my Strymon Sunset, which I love, which is basically 6 pedals in one, but it's like a dual overdrive. So on one, you've got a choice between like a Marshall or a rectifier type amp or a clean boost, a JFET clean boost. On the other side, there is a germanium setting, which is like a Klon. And then there is a, what do they call it, Texas, which is basically a tube screamer. And then a treble boost. And so I pretty much have it on the Klon on one side and the JFET clean boost on the other side. And also it's got a, let's see if I hear any. It's got a noise canceller, so that helps a lot with my single coils. From there, I go to my second, well, actually, it's the, I like overdrives. This is my favorite overdrive. It's the Cornerstone Gladio, and it's another dual overdrive, and it's kind of cloning or trying to achieve Robin Ford's Dumble Overdrive Special, where you've got the lower gain setting, and then when you go to the second gain, the second channel, you can either go either or have one cascade into the other, which I like, which really gives it that nice Dumble sound. And then from there, I go to the supa-trem, and that's that tremolo, but really, I hardly use it. In the bypass mode, or in the soft setting, I've got it turned down all the way, which gives it just a little bit of sparkle. So here's nothing. And then just gives it a little bit of something, optical something. And then if I do need another, I set it to hard if I need the tremolo. From there, I go to my latest purchase, which is the Vertex Steel String Supreme, and that's another like a overdrive pedal, but it's very clean, mellow overdrive. That's again designed to make it sound like a Dumble amp. That's the Dumble Steel String Singer, and that's really my bass tone. I'm pretty much just, it's a 2 channels that you can blend, but one without. It's a little tubby without it. Just cleans it up a little. And then the other one adds a little more. I've got it set to add a little more brightness, but I don't do that on clean too much. And then, of course, the Strymon Vellante, which is like a tape delay type pedal, but it's got a drum delay, a tape delay, and then a studio type tape delay. So various degrees of wear sound, you know, when you hit it, it's analog, so it goes, you know, I love that. And then on the end of the line here, I've got another Strymon pedal that I only use occasionally, and this is the Strymon Deco. The Strymon Deco, it's designed to be like a tape deck, like you're putting your signal through a tape deck, and one channel is like you're getting a second tape head and delaying the tape a little bit. So it's kind of, it's like you're putting your finger on the tape machine to give it a little flange. And then the other channel is just like the preamp of a tape head machine, which adds a little thickness. Kind of like, but also you can take it into overdrive. It's pretty much I'm using it like a flanger or phaser. Get out of that. Go back to the wide shot. Gotta love the iPhone 12 Pro Max with the super wide angle lens. Okay, so what does it sound like? Let's see. I love this. I love the Moore slow engine for trippy stuff, tapestry in the back of a song. I hardly play live anymore, so I pretty much am just recording. That's always good. Don't use that too much. The equalizer's always on. I definitely I use the compressor when I'm doing low volume clean. That sounds okay. Just evens out the loud and the quiet notes, so I don't have to try as hard. I can play gentle and still cut through. And what I usually have on, usually all the time, is the JFET Clean Boost. Just adds a little meat to it because I like playing on my bridge pickup single coil for my general jangle. So my usual go-to rhythm sound would be no compressor, the clean boost, and the clean gain of the Cornerstone Gladio. It's just a little bit of breakup. That blended with the Princeton's preamp. It's a lovely, jangly kind of sound, but then I can get to more funky and jazzy. Go to the neck pickup. But the sound that I really love for solos or just some nice crunchy rhythm is on the Gladio here. I go and cascade the first channel into the second channel. So here's the first channel. And then I add the second channel. And then to kick it into the stratosphere, my tone knob on my guitar is the toggle between single coil and humbucker on this pickup. So this is single coil. And then, oh yeah. Go back to my jangly neutral sound. Then I'll add the Jhs Morning Glory just for a little bit more. It's a little thin, so I just add that. It's a subtle rig, I gotta say that. But it just, each thing gives you a little bit more overdrive to kind of float you over whatever else is going on. And then if I want to get crazy, I can take, let's see, no sound on. I'll just go on the Strymon Sunset. I'll switch that to like the rectifier sound. And let's see. that's not my jam most of the time. Okay, this is my Strymon Vellante. It's, I guess, about $400, and it mimics a drum analog delay and a tape, and then studio, which is just like nicer high fidelity tape. And you can change the mechanics. So here's just a sound. You can turn up the wear, so it's just. There you go. You can hear it wearing away, or I turn that down. Mechanics to make it sound like the tape heads aren't quite in line. Things are a little goofy. And then if I go to the drum setting, that's even lower fi. But that's a little too much. I just like it tape with a little bit lo-fi, so it's not so bright cutting into what I'm playing. Just going nicely in the background. But I like to get the dotted eighths kind of thing going like this. It's also got a spring reverb here. Very nice model of a spring reverb. So you could theoretically turn off everything and just use the spring reverb. But it's also got kind of a basic looper, but that's a little tricky, so I'm not going to get into that. Now, another thing I use, but I don't have hooked up right now, is before I got this Captor X to allow me to record tube amps silently with all the feel, I bought this Rev Amp, which has one of these built into it. So it's a nice clean pedal platform amp. So if I want to go stereo, I go out of my my delay in stereo and have one go to the Princeton amp and one go to this Rev here. This is called a D20, by the way. And then I've got two real amps playing in stereo, and they just go directly into my DAW and record into Cubase. And but I don't do that too much. I'm pretty much happy with my general sound in mono. So anyways, that's my rig. That's what I got going on right now. I guess I'm just gonna jam. Chad's rig. Chad's rig. All right, next time I'll catch you. How do I turn all this shit off?